Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe. Leave me a comment and hit that notification bell. That way you can see all the awesome content that makes this 10 West Moto. So what we're doing today is putting on this solo spring seat, right? What we have already done is the springs are actually separate on this. So there's a nut and a washer that bolts this side down, bolts that side down. Bolt the spring on. We already have the top in, which is kind of a pain because you have to get the washer centered with the spring and then turn the bolt on or the nut on and make sure that it's tight, which it is. So this, according to where I bought it from, said that it will fit this 96 Harley Sportster. It does not. What it's supposed to do with the rear fender here has a little bolt right here. This guy supposed to come up through this hole on the seat pan and bolt that into place. And then up here, this attaches to the seat pan, and this will slide down underneath the original seat lock right there. See, and then a bolt will go through there, and that'll hold the front. But this hole does not line up with the bolt on the rear fender. So what we did is, when we pulled it off, we marked these holes. These are for the housing, for all the fuses and relays and stuff like that. So what we're gonna do, once that fits there, we drilled these out, see that? And that's how it's gonna sit. We're gonna use this for the wiring for the taillight, because we're relocating the taillight on top of the rear fender. So we'll have the taillight here, run the cables in through here so it's away from the wheel, and then down and under there to be wired up. But if you look, this thing is gonna sit forward. Look at that. That is gonna be uncomfortable. So we're going to bend the pan a little bit, probably cut these springs a little. We'll take off the bottom springs from here, kind of drop the whole thing down and see if that helps. So those springs won't work. So we took our backup springs, cut them down a little bit to size, and now we're going to take a magnet, put the nut on the end of the magnet, and screw it on like that. That's not bad. We'll get these bolts in and sit the seat on it, see how it looks.
Perfect.
Okay, so this has proven to be a little more difficult than we had thought. I don't know if we'll be able to get a nut on there or not. We're figuring it out. We had to drill out this hole because when we bent the seat pan, this is actually sitting up above the bracket. See that? Where the bolt will not slide through. So we drilled it out, see if we can get that bolt in there. Okay, so we drilled out this hole pretty much as we can. There's not a whole lot of material left right there. Still doesn't fit. So we're gonna shave this little guy down some. That fit, barely. Still got to get a washer on this side, but like I said, this is just kind of a mock-up because we got to take it back off to wire the tail light. It is extremely uncomfortable, but I think that is going to be it for right now. We still have some work with taillights to do. Seems okay. I'm gonna paint everything black, except for the springs. I like them shiny like that. I'm gonna paint the bolts and washers, and this bolt, we'll paint that black too. But that was a pain in the ass. It was not easy to put this seat on here that was supposed to be made for this bike. So recap, originally it was supposed to bolt through this hole onto the rear fender, slide over this little lock plate and bolt to that. Simple, no problem. Except that didn't work. So we drilled these holes, mounted it to the housing that holds wiring. Changed the springs out because the seat was just sitting up like this. Drilled this out, shaved down the little lip, tongue, whatever down there so this would actually fit, and had to bend this down to get that, the most uncomfortable seat in the world on the bike. So we're gonna keep that seat, and we're gonna keep the original seat that came on it and maybe swap it out later if this one is just too terrible to deal with. But it's not bad. I think it'll be okay. What we're gonna have to do now is figure out a way to keep these from popping out. Basically try and get a nut on there with a washer somehow. But that's it. Appreciate you guys watching. If you haven't already, make sure you hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. This is a Harley build number something. Still got a lot of stuff to do to this thing. Until next time, I'm 10 West Moto. I'll see you on the starting line.